y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and Ted Cruz takes this ridiculous witness to task over the attempt to undermine women's sports.
Ms. Robinson, do you agree with Ms. Gaines that there's a difference between women and men?
If the question is about trans women,
I'm just asking, is there a difference between women and men?
what I can say here is that the NCAA has rules in place. They've had rules in place for the last decade, and when this competition happened,
I'm going to try again.
The rules were clear.
Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? It's a yes/no question. Do you believe there's a difference?
Oh, I think that we're talking about this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the context of the conversation that we're having. I think that there are definitions related to sex.
Is that a yes? So I'm trying to get a yes or no. I'm not trying to get a speech. Is there a difference between women and men?
I think that there are definitions for biological sex.
Okay, so you're not answering that. Let me ask you this question then. Why do women's sports exist? If you can't define a difference between women and men, why not abolish women's sports and just tell little girls to swim with little boys and see who wins?
Oh, I'm simply saying that that sex is different
question,
than gender.
Why
and I do believe that
women's
sports have a great value. I mean, Senator, I'll tell you right now.
Ms. Robinson, please answer the question I'm asking.
I can answer the question. The answer is yes, there are differences between men and women. And what this lady refuses to do is give a simple answer. Because academia doesn't reward simple answers. But they don't like the truth in this case, and the truth should set you free.
Absolutely.
Why do women's sports exist?
I think that there are so many positive benefits to sports.
But why have a separate category for women? If there's no difference between women and men, why to have women's sports?
I'm saying that there's a difference between sex and gender, and that the NCAA has rules in place, which they have for the last decade.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to enter into the record an article from Duke Law called Comparing Athletic Performances for the Best Elite Women to Boys and Men. And it goes through examining in 2017 the top records for women in the world in various track and field events. So, for example, in the 100-meter, the top record for women in the world was 10.71 seconds. Now, that record for the number one woman in the world in 2017 was, in the year 2017, broken by 124 boys under 18. In that same year, the record for the number one competing woman in the 100-meter dash in the world was broken by a total of 2,474 men. If the radical Democrat agenda to destroy girls' sports and women's sports succeeds, little girls will not have a chance to compete. So I ask unanimous consent that this article be entered into the record.
That's just embarrassing. It is embarrassing to me that grown people with college degrees and a litany of ability to go to Google and find out the truth that, yes, there are differences, clear differences between men and women. And archaeologists will point them out pretty easily. All you gotta do is look at the pelvic bone. But these people do not want to tell the truth. They hate the fact that the truth exists. And the fact that we have transgender athletes competing in spaces after puberty is inherently unfair. It's unfair. Men have higher bone density. We have more muscle mass. Our eyes are usually a little bit better. Our hand-eye coordination is naturally better. That has been millions of years of evolution of hunter-gatherer societies. It's in our DNA. It is okay to admit this. But instead, liberals and leftists get triggered by the truth. And if you want to trigger a liberal or leftist in your life, go to my friends over at basebuy.shop, link in the description below, and show the world just how conservative you really are. And the fact that we have to sit here and have a debate over should men be allowed to compete in women's sports is asinine to its core. And Ted Cruz, all he has to do is list these records that get smashed, just smashed, comparing men and women. That's why we have different categories. That's why we allow people to compete in different spaces. Because certain people deserve to have their spaces protected. And for some reason, for the party of loving safe spaces, Democrats just can't seem to wrap their minds around it. Bless their hearts. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on PolitiBrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.